my name is Gene Liford, and I own Liford Custom Calls. Basically, my call company specializes in wing bones, deer grunts, and like to introduce mouth calls and diaphragm calls, but we'll get into that in a little while. Basically, how I got started building calls was around 2 years ago. I had seen on Facebook a wing bone call that was built by a fellow call maker friend of mine, and I said, well, if he can do it, I can do it. So kind of started doing my research on them, looking at the different thread designs, thread wraps, and kind of how everything was made. And from there on, it started, just turned into a progression. I made one. Well, having done my research, I saw another one that I liked, so I wanted to make another call that looked like that one. And it just kind of snowballed from there. Everything got progressively better, and eventually people started wanting to buy my calls, but I didn't have the supply to do it. So about a year ago, I had gained up enough supplies and started my whole call business adventure. About 6 months ago, I had bought a wood lathe and started turning deer grunts and different types of wood calls, duck calls, wood duck calls, predator calls. Just kind of dove into it head first and, kind of learned on the go. But basically, these calls, they start and end here. I don't buy any of my call blanks. Nothing is store-bought other than my reeds and stuff, and that's mainly just from more of a cost perspective. Everything is hand-turned. There's no CNC machine. There's no duplicators put on my calls. So when you see them, my calls vary. Each call will vary, but each call sounds the same and performs the same way. I think that's a testament to my work. Now, once I mastered my wood calls, I wanted to, advance my call business into making diaphragm calls. Now, diaphragm calls are some of the most widely used turkey calls on the market today, aside from a box call and a slate call. Just about every turkey hunter has a mouth call of some sort in their vest, and that's what really appealed to me when making these calls. Now, these calls, they start out by me and my fiance stacking the reeds. We stack the reeds, we slide them in a metal frame, put them in my call press, which is all manual, nothing's automated. Put it in my call press. I get the tension right how I need to, get everything, tightened and fastened and down how it needs to be. Put it in the tape, cut my reeds to whatever call I'm cutting at the moment, whether it be a split V or a cutter, and then, then it's ready to go. One thing about my calls, whether it be a wing bone call, a deer grunt, diaphragm call, each one passes through my hands from start to finish. I get the wings with feathers still on them, strip the bones out. My wood calls, I take logs, I split them with an axe, mill them down how I need to, get my call blanks. With my diaphragm calls, everything start to finish. And, each one of my calls is custom made, but every one of my calls sounds great and does not leave the shop until I see fit. My name's Gene Liford with Liford Custom Calls. Want to wish y'all good luck this next hunting season, and remember to talk dirty to them.